If you're thinking about opening an event venue, I want to save you from one of the biggest mistakes I see venue owners make. Most people spend months focusing on the venue itself, the property, the design, the decor, the ceremony space, the client experience. And honestly, that's understandable. It's the exciting part, right? But after working in the events industry for years, I've learned something most people don't realize until it's too late. A beautiful venue does not automatically create a successful business. In fact, I watch people invest thousands of dollars into stunning event spaces only to discover that they built a venue, but not a business. And that's where the real challenge began. And that's why some venue owners end up overwhelmed, underpaid, exhausted, and questioning whether they made the right decision. Not because they didn't have a beautiful space, and not because people didn't love the venue, but because nobody prepared them for what comes after the doors open. Today, I want to share 3 realities about venue ownership that most people don't discover until after they've already invested their time, money, and energy. And if you're considering opening a venue, these lessons could save you thousands of dollars and years of frustration. The venue is the easy part. That statement often surprises a lot of people because most aspiring venue owners believe finding the property is the hardest part, or getting funding, or renovating the space, or designing the space. Those things are difficult, but they're temporary. The real challenge begins after everything is finished, because once the venue opens, you now have a business to operate. And that's where many people get caught off guard. I remember when I first entered the industry, like many people, I focused heavily on creating great experiences, beautiful events, a beautiful space, and happy clients. And while those things matter, I eventually learned something important. Beautiful venues don't automatically create successful businesses. Successful businesses require systems, process, financial management, marketing, client experience, operations, decision-making, and leadership skills. The venue itself is only one piece of the puzzle. The business behind the venue is what determines whether it survives. Unfortunately, many aspiring venue owners spend 90% of their time focused on planning and 10% on the business. It should probably be the other way around, because once the excitement of opening wears off, the business is what remains. And if the business isn't strong, the venue will struggle no matter how beautiful it is. Bookings don't automatically equate to profit. This is one of the most dangerous assumptions in the venue industry. Many aspiring venue owners believe, if I can just get booked every weekend, I'll be successful. And that's not necessarily the truth. I've seen venue owners with busy calendars who weren't making the money people assumed they were making. Because revenue and profit are not the same things. You can have bookings every weekend, you can have consistent inquiries, and you can have tons of social media engagement and still struggle financially. Why? Because people never do the math before opening. They don't fully understand operating costs, utilities, insurance, maintenance, marketing, cleaning, repairs, staffing, software, and taxes, and those unexpected expenses, and all the costs that show up once the business is operating. What looks profitable on Instagram isn't always profitable in reality. And that's why I tell aspiring venue owners this all the time. Before you ask how many bookings you need, ask how many profitable bookings you need. Those are 2 very different questions. A profitable venue isn't built on activity, it's built on numbers. And one of the most expensive mistakes you can make is opening a venue without fully understanding the financial side of the business. Many venue owners accidentally create another job. This is a lesson I wish more people understand before they open their venue. Many aspiring venue owners are looking for freedom. They're tired of working for someone else. They're tired of asking for permission, and they're tired of building someone else's dream. So they decide to start a business, and that's a wonderful goal, but here's what often happens. They leave one job only to create another one. Now they're responsible for everything: every inquiry, tour, payment, vendors, client questions and problems, emergencies, and making decisions. Everything runs through them. And before long, they're working more than they ever did before. The business depends on them for everything. That's not freedom, that's dependency. The goal just isn't to own a venue. The goal is to build a venue business. And there's a difference. A venue owner works in the business. A venue business owner builds systems that allow the business to operate consistently. One creates exhaustion, the other creates sustainability. And the earlier you understand the distinction, the better decisions you'll make. The question most people never ask: when venue owners contact me, they often ask questions like, should I buy or lease? How much space do I need? How much should I charge? How do I get clients? These are all important questions, but here's another question that matters just as much, and almost no one ever asks. Can this venue actually become a sustainable business? Not just a beautiful venue, not just a popular venue, not just a book venue, but a sustainable business, because that's what creates long-term success, and that's what creates the freedom most people are actually looking for. What I wish every aspiring venue owner knew: after owning multiple venues, working in the events industry for years, and helping aspiring venue owners navigate this journey, here's what I know for certain. Success isn't determined by how beautiful your venue is. Success isn't determined by how many likes you get on social media. Success isn't determined by how busy you look. Success is determined by whether you build a business that can support your vision. The venue matters, but the business matters more. And the people who succeed long-term understand both. They understand the venue, they understand the numbers, and they understand the operations. And they also understand the market. And they understand what they're really, truly building. Not just an event space, a business. So if you're thinking about opening a venue, don't just ask yourself, can I open a venue? Ask yourself, can I build a profitable venue business? Because a beautiful venue can attract clients, but a strong business creates income. A strong business creates freedom, and a strong business creates longevity. And the venue owner who succeed long-term are the ones that prepare for both. Not just the venue, but the business behind it. If you're in the research or planning or decision-making stage of opening an event venue and want help avoiding costly mistakes before you sign a lease, purchase a property, renovate a space, or invest thousands of dollars, I can help. I work with aspiring venue owners to evaluate their ideals, research their market, understand financial feasibility, identify potential risk, and build a strong foundation before they move forward. You'll find information about my coaching programs, resources, and strategy services in this description below. And if you're serious about opening a successful event venue, subscribe to the channel and follow for more practical advice designed to help you make informed decisions before you invest your time and money. Because the goal isn't simply to open a venue, the goal is to open the right venue and build a business that lasts.